Burkina Faso government rebukes ECOWAS concern, affirms commitment to security. Yeah, that Burkina Faso government have told ECOWAS, please butt out. You are meddling into something that does not concern you. Leave this matter to us. We are going to fix our country ourselves. I have told you one thing, and let me just put it out there. If you want respect, you must do things that deserve respect. If you want people to treat you like a matured person, you must behave in ways that prove that you are a matured person. You cannot say you deserve respect and then go around doing things that doesn't look like someone who deserves to be respected. You cannot say you are a sovereign country when you cannot even protect your people, when others have to come in and defend your country from internal and external forces. So Burkina Faso is saying here that we are capable of handling our own problems. Please, ECOWAS, butt out. In response to recent ECOWAS Commission statement expressing concern about the deterioration of the security situation in Burkina Faso, the transition government has firmly addressed the issue raised. Expressing surprise at what it perceived as a biased interpretation of the security situation, the government emphasized the undeniable victories achieved by the Burkinabe forces in reclaiming national territory and the ongoing efforts against terrorist groups. Despite these successes, it contends that the ECOWAS Commission's perspective appears short. The ECOWAS Commission accused the transition authorities of engaging in repressive actions, including the arrest of political and civil society figures and the alleged illegal and arbitrary requisition procedure. Suppressing freedom of expression, the Burkina Faso government strongly refutes these allegations, asserting its adherence to legal procedures in the fight against terrorism. It's funny to hear this coming from ECOWAS, whose members are all a bunch of dictators. It's funny to see the pot calling the kettle black. So ECOWAS Commission is saying that Burkinabe and the Burkinabe authorities are not following human rights, are not giving people the right way to defend themselves, that they are becoming more authoritarian and they are curtailing the freedom of speech and expression of people in Burkina Faso. This coming from the ECOWAS Commission. And remember, ECOWAS is made up of countries like Senegal, Cote d'Ivoire. In these countries that you can't say any single thing. Nigeria is kind of better, but if you talk too much, they will lock you up. So it's kind of funny, right, to see how hypocrisy plays out. The pot calling the kettle black. This is quite a shame. So I think that Burkina Faso and their leadership should build their country into a prosperous nation. And the reason why we've had a lot of insurgencies and jihadist movement in Africa is because the Africans themselves are really poor. They have nothing to look forward to. They have no aspirations because of the way the country is being governed. The politicians have stolen every single thing. And the general masses have nothing at all. So when anyone comes up with an idea of liberation, of prosperity, of power, those less privileged people, those commoners, are quickly open to ideas like that. fighting or winning against insurgency is not just about military might. There are other ways to win the battle against jihadists or insurgencies. So let's hope that young Captain Ibrahim Traore is able to come ahead on that. So let's move on to our next story for the day. East African Bloc kicks off summit in Uganda amid absence of key members. The East African Bloc has started their annual meeting in Uganda, even though some members did not show up. IGAD leaders seek to contain tension between Ethiopia and Somalia, breathe new life into face-to-face meetings between leaders of Sudan's warring factions. The Intergovernmental Authority on Development, an 8-country trade bloc in East Africa, kicked off its assembly of heads of state and government on Thursday in Uganda. Leaders of the organization, made up of Djibouti, Eritrea, Ethiopia, Kenya, Somalia, South Sudan, and Uganda, called for the 42nd extraordinary session to contain a wave of tensions between Ethiopia and Somalia and breathe new life into face-to-face meetings between the heads of Sudanese warring factions, Army Chief Abdel Fattah al-Burhan and Mohamed Hamdan Dagalo, the leader of Sudan's paramilitary Rapid Support Force. Both Sudan and Ethiopia declined to attend. Those taking part include Djibouti's President Omar, Somalia's President Hussein, South Sudan President Silva, Kenya's President William, and the host Ugandan President Yoweri Museveni. Somalia accuses Ethiopia of plans to grab its land following a surprise pact between Ethiopia and Somalia's breakaway region of Somaliland, giving Ethiopia access to the Red Sea. Somalia rejects this as a violation of its sovereignty. Yeah, this has been a very disturbing story from Africa, and we hope that Ethiopia and Somalia will be able to sort out this misunderstanding between the two of them and to really figure out how to move past this, because it won't be a great thing if two neighbors are having tension among themselves. The reason of having blocks like this is so that issues can be trashed out in a more beneficial way to both parties. So let's hope that this doesn't spread into a wider confrontation or conflict between these two neighbors.